Hi there, everybody. This is Mr. Collar. Welcome to Language Arts Land. This will be the lesson for Thursday, October 1st, and Friday, October 2nd. Here's our agenda. In class, we will be doing a welcoming Padlet. After that, our big goal for today is to really dive into Achieve 3000, and especially the 5-step lesson. So basically what 5-step lessons are is it's like an article, but they break up the article into some pre-reading and some post-reading activities to really help you wrap your head around it and improve your comprehension skills. So I'll start off by showing you the slides, and then for practice, I'll go into Achieve 3000 and walk you through a 5-step lesson, which is an article about bugs in strawberries. This is apparently something that's happening on TikTok. And then your assignment for today, and you'll have time to do this in class, is work on the 5-step lesson on geocaching. So if you don't know what geocaching is, it's kind of like treasure hunting, but you use like a GPS, like on your phone, to find little packages that other people bury around other spots. It's kind of fun. So let me pull up our notes here. Actually, let me go into Canvas. If you are in Canvas, and if you're in the student view, if you go down to Language Arts, you go down to our most recent post, which is today. You'll see that we have 2 documents for today's lesson. The first document is just the slides. So it's Thursday, Friday, and then it shows that these notes are about the slides. And then your assignment is just simply a reminder that you need to log in to Achieve 3000 and work on the article that we did today in class. So you won't need to write anything in Canvas. You won't need to submit any new documents. And it says that in the assignment details. Again, you can always look on this in Canvas. This is due next Tuesday. So you have the whole weekend to work on this if you don't finish this in class. So, here's what the Achieve 3000 5-step lesson looks like. You're going to be seeing this over and over in all of your classes. So like this is something that the whole district is doing, or I'm sorry, that the whole school is doing, and you're going to be seeing the 5-step articles in all of your core classes in the next coming weeks. So I'm going to skip through these slides and just kind of focus on the important stuff that you really need to work for your assignment. If you need any other help, please reach out to me. So if we're going to look at any article in Achieve 3000, it's going to have these green boxes on top. So it's called the 5-step lesson because these first 5 boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those are the same activities you're going to do for every article that gets assigned to you this year. Every one of these 5. Now, you'll notice how these first 5 are like dark green, and then where it says pull results through these, they're kind of light green. These are optional. So the dark green ones, that's what you need to do. I'm sorry, I'm going back. Let me back up a bit. These first 5, that's what you always have to do. The other 4 are optional. So, before you read something, they're going to ask you a question, and you're going to take a poll on it. So they want to get your thinking before you even read the article. Then, you'll read the article. Then you'll do some activity, and it's going to be usually like a summary or answer some questions about what you read. There will be a poll after you read something. So they're going to ask you the same question. They're going to say, did your mind change after you read it? And then lastly, your thought question. The thought question is going to be some sort of question that's going to make you think and move forward with this new information in your head. Always answer the poll before reading it. This is just like a way that the article is going to get you thinking about the topic before you even read anything. So here's an example. It says, Dean Kamen is an inventor. He has made many new devices that help people. Kamen believes that if technology is made well, it can wipe out problems that worry people. What do you think? Technology can fix any problem, and then you have to agree or disagree. And then it's going to ask you to explain your reasoning. One thing you should do before you read the articles is on the right-hand side of the document, there's going to show you vocabulary. So these are going to be new words that they might be new to you. Some words that are in the document and might be challenging. Here's a way for you to preview them. So on your document, you'll be able to click on it and it'll say the word. And I think it says the definition for you as well. That's there for you if you need it. You should always look at those words and check out the new ones if you don't know them. That'll help your reading a lot. Then, just read the article. After you read the article, it's going to show you a bunch of, and I skipped these notes. We're not going to get into that for this first article here, so I'm going to skip it. After you read the article, it's going to ask you a bunch of questions. They're going to be, some of them are going to be really straightforward, like, who did this? And just ask you like some factual information. You can always, and really, you're going to need to click on this little button that says refer to the article. Sorry, I'll go back. And that's going to pop out the article you just read in a different window. And it's going to keep these answers in the same way. That way you can go back and forth at different windows and read for information and then go back and answer it. That's something you're going to have to do, and you should be doing. Step 4, respond to the after the reading poll. So after you read something, they're going to ask you that same poll question. And then number 5 is do the thought question. They're going to ask you something like, new inventions have changed our world. A few have reshaped the way we live and work almost every day. Which invention from lesson do you think changed or will change our lives the most? Back up your answer. Use facts and details from the lesson. Then you do your writing down there. That's number 5. That's like the thought question. Then when you're done with that, you did it. You did the whole thing. That's the whole 5 steps. That's all you have to do. And notice where my mouse is that right here is the 5th step. These 4 afterwards in the light green, those are optional. You don't have to do those. Here are a couple tools you can use that I'll just point out to you. Some of these are going to be pretty self-explanatory because you're internet people, but we'll go over them anyway. So, if you click on this button here, it gives you more options. So if you want to find a dictionary at any point, highlighting is super useful. You're going to be like highlighting topic sentences or key vocabulary words. And then the gears is going to bring you to your settings. Anytime you find the book, that's going to be your dictionary for you. So anytime there's a word you don't know, you can always just look it right there in the dictionary. Highlighter. Highlight things you want. You can also strike things out if you don't want them. Like if you're trying to eliminate options that you think are wrong, you can do that. In the setting, you can adjust the voice speed, so how quickly the voice reads to you. Being able to highlight and then what kind of speech you like. Like if you just click over it, or if you just if you click it or if you just hover over it, you can play around with these. Here's a huge option. As you're reading the article, this text box is going to be open for you. So you're going to be able to take notes as you read. So if what I would do is like put in at least 1 note per paragraph at the very least, just to put in like what the paragraph is about. Here's the type of questions you'll be asked. Some questions are going to ask you to like find the main idea. Like what's the main idea for this article? What would be the best headline for this article? Some are going to ask, what are the supporting ideas? So which ideas best support the main idea? What are some details that you include? Sometimes they're going to be fact-checking questions. Some questions are going to ask you to go back in the article and check on the facts. This is where you have to put your your lawyer or your detective cap on and go investigate to see if it's true or not. Inferencing questions. So inferencing is where you take information that you have and make another logical step forward. So it's like the answer won't be based exactly on what's in the article. You're going to have to take what you read and reason from it or take it a step forward. So if the article is all about like technology, you know, it's important, you could infer that people are going to be more and more dedicated to technology as time goes on because more and more technology is going to come out. That would be your inference. They're going to ask you vocabulary questions. Like, what do these words mean? Use your dictionary. That's a big tip. And then grading, we will talk about that in class. So those are the slides. Those are on Classroom for you. I'm sorry, not Classroom, Canvas. What I'd like to do now is simply walk through an example article. So in order to get to Achieve 3000, you need to go to Clever. You can do that by going to the student links, or actually, no, not the student links. On your iPads, there'll just be a Clever C button. It looks like this where my mouse is hovering. Click on that, and then you'll log in, and then you go to Achieve 3000. If you just go to the web and click Achieve 3000, it won't let you in like that. You have to go in through Clever. So, log in that way. I've already done that. And then you'll log in. I think you have to pick the class, pick Language Arts. So if I click on this, these are all the different articles in Achieve 3000. If I click on this, I'm sorry, let me back up. You'll see that some of them have a little note that says 5-step lesson. This one called Berry Bug Out does. This one called Toy Stories doesn't. So you will always be looking for articles that have the 5-step lesson. So I'll click on Berry Bug Out. I'm sorry, let me back up and log in through. I was talking too much that I got logged out of Achieve 3000. I apologize. So I log back in. Here's my Berry article again. And now if you look up top, here are steps, just like in the slides. You'll notice that these first 5 are like dark green, and then these last 4 are light green. You only have to go up to the dark green ones. Just do the first 5. So here's our before reading poll. Experts weigh in on the viral TikTok strawberry challenge to tell the truth about bugs and berries. What do you think? It's important to fact check what you see online. And then you would pick agree or disagree, and then explain. So I would say agree, and I would say it's important to fact check the things we see online, because if we don't, it could lead to spreading misinformation. This is a problem because, and then I would finish the rest of my post, and then I would hit submit. You'll write longer than I would. Then, when you hit submit, it'll bring you to the next box. It says, hey, we received your vote. Maybe it doesn't bring you to the next box. You click the next box up here in article, and that's where it brings you to the article. Now, we took a pretest, so it's going to pick your Lexile for you. I'm in a teacher version of this, so I get to switch my Lexile. But again, the Lexile is just the word choice. And then the next thing you do is simply read the article. Notice that they have vocabulary words on the left here for you. You can play them. If you didn't know what an entomologist was, you could read it and you could even play it for you. It's a scientist who studies insects. So this, I'm not going to read the whole article for you. This is just an example. But you would read the whole article, and it's an article about how these like fruit flies are getting inside some strawberries, but they're really hard to see. So, but if you put them in, what are the people on TikTok doing? Put them in salt water. And then if you let the berries soak in salt water, yeah, the bugs will squirm out, and people are freaking out, right? Because we don't eat bugs in this culture. So I just paraphrased the first couple paragraphs. What you should do is take notes down here. So what I would do, just for an example, is say, bugs or fruit flies are laying eggs in strawberries. Okay. Next. TikTok users, I don't know, are showing how to get the bugs out with salt water. Now, it might seem like a lot to take a second to write like a summary like that, but you're going to have to write a summary. So if you take a second and just summarize the couple paragraphs, like if summarize whatever you read down here in the box, this is going to save you a lot of time later. And it's also going to check that you're understanding. Because if you read a couple paragraphs and you can't summarize it in a sentence or two, you might not have understood it very well. The rest of this article is about the bugs themselves. Why these bugs are showing up and why people aren't using pesticides to just kill the bugs. This article, or this paragraph, is about how all food that's produced in the United States has certain requirements about, or certain restrictions about how much bugs are allowed to be in there. For example, an average serving of peanut butter is allowed to have 8 insect fragments. Think about that. an average serving of peanut butter, so like what